The hunting party found her scent 3 kilometers from the crashed escape pod. Varrox's claws scraped against stone as he led his pack through the ravine, his massive form casting shadows in the dim light of Krell Prime's twin moons. The human had fled into his territory, into his hunting grounds. And now she would pay the price for her species' arrogance. For 3 cycles, humans had pushed deeper into Krell space, stealing resources, burning colonies, leaving nothing but ash and grief. Varrox had lost his mate to their plasma fire. The memory of her final roar still haunted his dreams. Now, a human stood on his world, the pack spread out in practiced formation, surrounding the cave entrance where her trail ended. Varrox inhaled deeply fierce sweat, burned metal, and something else. Something that made his hackles rise with confused rage. "Alpha," growled Dex, his second. "She carries no weapon signature." "All humans are weapons," Varrox snarled back. They moved as one, pouring into the cave like liquid death. But what they found froze even the Alpha mid-stride. Arden Vale sat against the far wall, her flight suit torn and bloodied, one arm clearly broken and bound in makeshift bandages. But that wasn't what stopped Varrox's charge. In her lap, curled against her chest, were his cubs. Mika and Ren, the twin sons he'd thought lost in the rockslide 2 days ago. They slept peacefully against the human's chest, their small bodies rising and falling with contented breaths. "She's mine to kill," Varrox began, the words reflexive, tribal law. His claws extended fully, then he saw it, truly saw it. The human's good hand rested protectively over Mika's small form. The cave floor around her showed signs of desperate work, a small fire, carefully contained. Strips of her own uniform wrapped around Ren's injured paw. A puddle of water collected in a depression she'd apparently dug with her bare hands. Positioned where the cubs could drink, Arden's eyes met his, not with the defiance he expected, but with exhaustion and something that looked disturbingly like relief. "They were crying," she whispered, her voice hoarse. "Under the rocks. I heard them crying." Varrox's snarl died in his throat. His pack shifted uncertainly behind him, awaiting orders that wouldn't come. "The rock slide," Arden continued, each word seeming to cost her. "I was running from the crash. Heard them, spent 6 hours digging. Your little one's paw was crushed. I said it. Used my medical kit." She gestured weakly to the scattered remains of a human emergency medical pack. Varrox's keen eyes picked out details: antiseptic foam on Ren's bandaged paw, thermal blankets from her survival kit wrapped around both cubs, her own jacket, her only protection against Krell Prime's freezing nights draped over them as additional warmth. "My ship was shot down," Arden said, her eyes beginning to glaze with shock. "I'm a cargo pilot. Hauling medical supplies to Station 7, I never fired a shot. Not in this war." "Not ever," Vex growled low. "She lies. All humans lie." But Varrox stepped closer, his massive frame towering over the human. Arden didn't flinch. She was too far gone for that, blood loss and exhaustion taking their toll. But her arm never moved from around Mika. "They were so scared," she whispered. I couldn't just leave them. No matter what your kind did to my station. No matter what my kind did to yours. They're children." Varrox's world tilted. This human, this enemy, had spent her last strength saving his cubs. Had used her only medical supplies on Ren, had given her warmth, her water, her protection to children of a species at war with her own. He knelt slowly, his battle-scarred face level with hers. Arden's eyes struggled to focus. "I know you're going to kill me," she said simply. "Just wait until they wake up. Please, don't let them see it. They've been through enough." Something ancient and primal twisted in Varrox's chest. His species measured honor in battle, in strength, in the protection of the pack. But this human, this broken, dying human, had shown him something he thought belonged only to the Krell. She had shown him parenthood. "Vex," Varrox said quietly. "Medical kit now, Alpha?" His second's confusion was palpable. "Now," as Vex scrambled to obey. Varrox carefully, so carefully his pack would later claim they hallucinated it lifted Mika from Arden's lap. The cubs stirred but didn't wake, so deep was his exhausted sleep. Varix passed his son to another pack member, then Ren. Only then did Arden's arm fall limp. "She saved the Alpha's cubs," Varix said, his voice carrying through the cave. "She gave everything, her supplies, her warmth, her life's blood, to save our young. This is Sketh. Sacred debt." He worked as Thex applied Krell medical foam to the human's wounds. It wasn't designed for human physiology, but it would stabilize her. Keep her alive. "The war," Thex began carefully. "The humans are not all this human," Varix interrupted. He looked at Arden's pale face as consciousness left her. "Just as we are not all the warriors who killed her station. She taught me this. While dying. While saving my sons." He lifted Arden's limp form with surprising gentleness, cradling her against his chest as she had cradled his cubs. "We take her to the healers. We give her Sketh life for life. And then—" He paused, looking at his cubs now stirring awake in his pack's arms. "Then we learn from her." Mika's eyes opened, and the cub made a small, questioning sound, not of fear, but of recognition. He looked at the human in Varix's arms, then at his father. "Safe," Mika chittered in the cub's simple tongue. "She kept us safe." Varix's heart, hardened by war and loss, cracked. He looked at his pack, at his cubs, at the human who had shown him that even in war, even between enemies, some things remain sacred. "Yes, my son," he said softly. "She kept you safe." And as they carried Ardenvale toward the Krell settlement, toward healing, toward a future that suddenly seemed less certain and more hopeful, Varix made a silent vow. He would speak at the council. He would tell this story. He would show them that perhaps, just perhaps, humanity was more than their worst warriors, because if a broken human pilot could choose love over hate, protection over survival, his enemy's children over her own life, then perhaps there was another way forward. Mika nestled against his father's chest, already falling back asleep. And in Varix's arms, Ardenvale's breathing steadied, stabilized by alien medicine and an Alpha's oath. The war would continue. But tonight, in a cave on Krell Prime, something else had begun, something that might one day end it.